Alright, hey guys, this is Legacy K. Andrew on the right playing a blue-black OmniTell list, and his opponent, um, Jinsong, playing Eldrazi. I think this is the shop Eldrazi deck that they have over there at Kindle. This was the Thursday night event, which we got to fire, I believe, with 8 players last week. Oh, is that a main deck Thorn? I'm not sure if that's normal. Is that normal? It seems particularly hateful here. Against an opponent who goes Island Preordain, I'm not even thinking about this. I'm slamming Thorn immediately. Okay. But it looks like, oh, that has to be the most awkward land I've ever seen. Did he keep 7? Because keeping 7 with City of Traders as your first land drop seems a bit rough. There's a 2 mana Preordain. Andrew is going to bottom both. And he is just going to keep on trucking here. So no Eldrazi showed up. Like, no Mimic showed up to start beating him. So he has to feel like he's got a bit of time. This isn't going to be one of those Mimic, Thought Knot, Reality Smash, GG kind of games. Oh. And Jin has a main deck Dismember Cotton hand, which is completely dead in this matchup. Wow, with a draw like this, I actually cannot see the Eldrazi player getting out of this. That's a nice draw, though. So he's up to a possible 3 mana for Eldrazi creatures. If that was an endless one in hand, I think that you actually have to deploy it now. There's no way. Oh my god, he didn't play it again. Endless 1 for 4. Should be. Wait. Yeah. And that doesn't tap. Okay, yeah. So that's why I got a little confused there. So he has decided to play a city which is going to die next turn over just playing Cavern on Eldrazi and then playing a 3/3 endless one, which I think is better. I think that's just a mistake. Also, guys, I know that this camera angle is awkward as heck. I am going to get a new camera stand. I'll do better, guys. Okay, so going into Andrew's 4th turn, he has not been hit by the Eldrazi deck, and I cannot see that being any good for anybody. Well, except for Andrew and his Omni deck. So he already had 2 islands out in play, and no evidence of a wasteland over there, so just continue getting seas, I guess, is fine. I believe that's a main deck fetch, right? Yeah, okay. That is a 4 mana show and tell, right? What you got? I think he's bringing a land to class, and I think I would neglect to put anything in play. Like, yeah, okay. Yep. Yeah, okay. Sorry, man. It's not your turn. He actually gets another turn. But regardless, it is irrelevant. So we had a extremely slow start from the Eldrazi player, and then Andrew was allowed to just look at a bunch of cards and then resolve a show and tell for Omniscience. and had the payoff card as well. So he did not get hit by a mimic into a smasher. Two, he did not get thought not seared at all. And three, no chalice is going to leave his cantrips live, even though he was facing down a thorn, which was making things a little more difficult. Um, I think 2 mana chalice on one go would have really messed him up quite a bit more. Um, but the really odd mana sequencing and the fact that Jin was on the draw makes it a lot tougher for him. Looks like some endless ones are coming out. Those thorns got to stay in, so we got to have a bunch of lock pieces. All right, endless one's coming back. I think it's fine. We need our big beaters. We need our chalices. We need our thorns. Some of the things that I think can come out are definitely that dismember, and maybe a little bit of the fast mana. I don't like the presence of the petals. Um, I mean, we have the soul lance to try to power out broken stuff, but the petals seem like a little bit of fluff to me. Also, keeping in mind that this is a shop deck, so it is pretty likely that it doesn't have its sideboard changed very often. It doesn't really the deck isn't continually adapted. It's likely that someone looked at a list, put in the cards that they wanted to, and then it is set like it is for quite a while. I don't know if Minion like changes it very often, which makes me curious about um, that main deck Thorn. I thought that was a sideboard um, against combo decks. Obviously, it feels really great to have had it in the opening hand, but it doesn't bring us back from the fact that we opened a hand of Dismember. Then we didn't have like ancient tombs instead of the cities of to put out. I think if he's got access to Warping Whale, also, I think I would keep that in. I'd be very happy with a little bit of disruption, like thought knotting you, and then if you end up with, oh, that's a keeper. That is a beautiful hand, Jen. Well done. Nicely shuffled. As I was saying, I think if you thought knot him a little bit and then clock him a little bit and he goes for his desperation show and tell on the last turn or whatever, um, Warping Whale is going to catch him completely off guard because it's unlikely that he'll have counter magic to back up his own combo when he's done trying to like force your chalices. Normally, a show and tell player is keeping forces to like try to shove through his combo, but in a post board game and against a stompy deck like this, he's actually just trying to survive against what you're trying to do and will win eventually. I think that he's going to try to play the control role. And if you actually have a counter spell out of left field, I would not doubt if Andrew was just like, oh dear, what just happened? Jin leads on Tomb, goes to 18 and plays the Chalice, and it's good. So we'll hopefully change that life total to 18 at the bottom. And with a Chalice out, I'm not surprised that Andrew has no plays. At least on turn 1. We'll take an additional 2 to cast Endless One. Jin's life total should be 16. So he's gonna start his clock at 3 next turn. I'm not sure when he drew the Mimic, but he missed out on a little bit of damage to deploy the Chalice quick. And there was the first question I had, whether he was going to be able to deploy a Petal and make 3 mana, and well, just kill Jin here. So Petal, Cavern on Eldrazi. He's going to go down to 14. Play a Sphere. Oh, this must be a Cunning Wish, right? Okay. Removes Cunning Wish from the game and then goes and looks at his wish board. I'm not entirely sure what's in here. I believe Andrew is grumbling to himself that his sideboard is not exactly as he expected. Usually you want to take a look at your sideboard before trying to resolve the Cunning Wish, right?
There's a card that should be in here, but I think it's in the deck. Alright, not bad.
So if the card that you were sort of looking for with Cunning Wish isn't in your board, I would suggest grabbing the next best thing. But if the next best thing is shut off by a Chalice on 1, then I don't know. We gotta grab something. Is there like a final copy of Show and Tell in the board, maybe, or whatever you do, just don't grab a 1.
Anyway, just grab a fatal push. Okay. Oh wait, it's good. Yeah. You text 3.
No.
3.
Jin's like, fine. He's gonna take 3. Hopefully, will you guys change this life total? Yes. I believe that's 14, right? I don't believe it'll matter in this game, but I think that those life totals are still wrong. So now I see no evidence of Andrew having access to black mana. There's a Wasteland out. He has a Fatal Push in hand, which is unplayable. And he has done nothing but play Islands and pass. I think he's not only does he have a Fatal Push in hand, but I think he has like probably Ponder Brainstorm preordained in there, and he is going to die. The clock is quite slow though, which makes it all the more unbearable. Okay. I think that the Delta is like a single-use Underground Sea, really. I don't think that Andrew is playing Basic Swamp.
How many? Tomb again? How many times is Tomb? 1, 2.
So he corrected a tomb that he had used like way earlier in the game.
That's damage. Okay.
I thought he was at 14 earlier, and then we're anyway, if he's below 15, then I don't think that it's going to matter at all. I believe Andrew's hand is probably just nothing but cantrips, and he's going to die here. I think Jin just drew Reality Smasher and paused to read it for a second. But I think that the card actually just says like 5 mana win the game, so I don't know why
Okay.
we're reading it.
Just because five, right?
No.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Next game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
Sorry for a little bit of
Eldrazi player
I know.
on the play,
I know.
turn one Chalice.
Very
Combo
unintentional.
player doesn't really do anything,
That's not what that
dies.
I would have drawn. I wouldn't.
Just
The card I
as
needed to.
the Eldrazi
Yeah.
bros wrote it up.
Was in my deck. Uh-oh. What? He's distracted these days. He just got married. Thinking of his sweet wife going home tonight, and he's can't focus on the game of Magic. People made him blush a little. Why am I thinking so hard? Stop thinking and do. No, I understand. It takes be like water. Sometimes it's fucking stupid, okay? Water's in a teapot. Am I about to lose the game because you forced my propagation on my only land? Okay, I'm gonna get a Yawgmoth here. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna tap 2 mana. Make it happen. Is that right? Good. Okay. That's pretty spicy. Yeah. Alright, I'll play. Seven.
Did someone mention some spice? I missed it.
Am I? Oh, wait, hold on. I'm gonna make it, okay? 1 second. Okay. Alright, plan.
I believe those are keeps.
Yep.
All right, Andrew. From Jin's hand, I see some lands and a sphere and a reality smasher. So he's got the top end there. Maybe. Oh, there's a chalice in there too. This has got to be. This has got to be nice. All right, so it is.
What do you got here?
Okay, so my mistake. Not a reality smasher. So that is endless one, thought not seer, sphere of resistance, 4 lands. This is a great hand to Thoughtseize. Like, if he thinks that his hand is really fast, he'll just take the sphere. If he thinks that Jin will even get to the requisite mana to cast that Thought Knot, and then it will matter, then he'll take that. I don't see a world in which he would take the Endless one. But if he's just going to combo off on the Eldrazi player here, then he's going to remove the sphere from the hand and just ignore the creatures. From his perspective, the creatures are always going to be there regardless, right? He just wants to rip out these lock pieces. Jin takes a draw step. He's going to knock himself down to 18 to play a freshly ripped Thorn.
We were almost there. Alright.
And my mistake, he does have basic swamps in here. Good man, Andrew. I don't know what I was thinking when I thought like maybe he didn't have one. Because when he's playing standard show and tell, he's always pretty heavy on mountains also. Jin has naturally drawn a Karakas, which is huge. I would love to see him. I would love to see him throw down a Karakas in response to the show and tell and get paid off for it. Sometimes they just cast on missions, right, and it doesn't matter. But Thought Knot is on the stack, and Andrew will pay 1 life and 1 mana to force it. The way Andrew holds his hand, I've been unable to get any info from him, but I see Jin's. fisheye on the GoPro is a little awkward.
Okay.
I didn't mean to have the like so much of the players in rank. One mana.
Sure.
1 mana pedal.
Sometimes
Sad.
exchange
Okay.
controls. One turn each, drawing a card, then.
Jin also draws a pedal.
Okay.
Names Eldrazi with a cavern.
So I wanted to play
Counts as mana for a while.
five. The Copperfish. Five. Okay.
Takes 2 damage, going down to 14, and we'll make a 5/5 endless one. 5/5 endless one is a 3-turn clock, most likely. 4 if nothing else ever happens. 4 as it stands now, yeah. Oh man, I am not sure what is in his hand if it's not cantrips and it's not show and tell, unless he just bricked on a single land. Maybe he, yeah, maybe he needs a single more mana.
I think last game was the combination of the sphere coming out.
He plays the Caracas,
Okay.
so he's gonna show it to him.
One, two. Okay, and a turn. Right. Yep. 11. He's been on it for a while. He just wants to switch to the monster. I love it. He wants to play Limbo. I love it. I'm playing it right now. This is what happens. What's happening in turn. That's why I mentioned the card name, because otherwise I wouldn't have said it. But it's definitely on the turn Limbo. All right.
Okay, so maybe he's making a move for yeah, Limdual's Vault. Give that one a read.
We got a reader. Wow. So, very powerful.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So Andrew will deal himself 5 cards, look at them, stack them any way he wants, and put them on top of the library after shuffling it. Or,
Yes. What?
well, that will be the last step of the. That'll be the last step of the spell. Um, he has a little bit of life to work with. Um, if he goes too low and makes himself dead to a single reality smasher, then um, this game is probably not going to go in his favor. I think he also had a little bit of problems with his Cunning Wish earlier, so I'm unsure if his sideboard was very well equipped to deal with this matchup. He's already gotten himself under the 2-turn clock from the Endless one now, so um, he can and will probably look at four more sets. He's got to choose something within that.
I know. I drew a hand with all four sixes. I told you districts and ancient tunes.
He's taking his elevator down. Since the Thorn is in play here, the amount of workable, keepable hands is severely diminished. And since it's so far diminished, there's likely actually a set of cards that he's looking for that are so specific. He already knows them in his head, and he is just sort of looking at them. You should know the permutations of cards that you could get from a Limdual's Vault like before you cast it. Obviously, when you see them, you're going to come up with new lines. But with his life total getting so low now and his mana already so constricted, the amount of looks that are actually successful here are quite low. Since he already needs to generate a lot of mana, I'm actually not entirely sure that there is a winning one, but we will see. Also, I'm wrong about that 4 life, right? Because I mean, yeah, now he is completely dead to the endless one, so he gets another couple of looks. Um, there's there's no way that he can let his opponent untap, so just Wait. Does this one work? Did I line it up in the correct order? And now you shuffle. Okay, now what lineup did we end up keeping? There's the soul land.
Never mind.
Never mind. All right.